Well, hello. I want to talk to you today about the Sipliv, get the number right here, 9122. This is kind of a modern looking pen. It's definitely has that flair that says, it's not a US made pen. It's just kind of a look in its design. I don't know how to explain it. But it's a slim, small pen with a hooded nib. Metal grip, which I generally don't like hooded nibs or metal grips, but I found out I like this pen. So, never make statements in absolutes, and this is an example of why. Very well made pen. It's metal with this kind of sky blue finish. You can also purchase it in pink and a couple other colors. They're sort of pastel-y like this one, if that's a word. But it's just attractive and writes very smoothly. I've been very happy with it. Now, as far as other information about the pen, it is a snap cap. Now, I've complained about some of the Jinhao and other pens of this type before. They have this tendency, the ink kind of dries up. It doesn't dry up so much as there's some evaporation that occurs with the ink. And then you write for a little bit and it's back to normal. I haven't seen it as much with this pen, so I don't know if it's better made than the Jinhao or what. But snap cap, let's see here. You unscrew it, has a converter. This is a converter a bit different from ones I've seen before on the Jinhao and other Chinese pens. It's a push button, not push button, slide converter. It goes up and down to suck in the ink. It seems to hold an adequate amount of ink, and there's a little spring inside of it to keep the ink agitated, so that's kind of nice. If I were to criticize it, I do wish it was a little bigger around. It's smaller than I like for a pen, but I do enjoy writing with it. So I'm not going to do a long writing session with this pen, but it's a nice pen to have in my portfolio, if you will, of pens to use, maybe to jot a note or have a different color or so on. As far as size goes, so as far as length, it's probably 1/8 of an inch shorter than the Noodler's Conrad capped. Uncapped, it is close to a 1/2 inch shorter, and of course a bit narrower. Posted, this pen I do actually sometimes write with it posted just because it is so small. Posted, let's see, maybe about 1/4 inch shorter than the Conrad. But overall, just a very nice pen. And I think you will see that in the writing sample, which I will do next. I'd like to talk to you about the Sipliv 9122 fine point pen. This is a hooded nib pen. I bought it kind of on a whim. I had never read any reviews about it or anything, but I like the way it looks. In fact, it comes in several pastel colors. I got the sky blue. There's a black, which I guess isn't pastel. There's a pink, which is an interesting pink. I was very tempted that way. But I don't really own that many pens in this color, maybe none, now that I'm looking at my collection. So it caught my eye. Now, I don't usually like hooded nib pens. I will admit, I like this one. I've been kind of disappointed with my experience with Chinese pens. Again, I like this one. This is a nice pen. Not a lot of line variation, but again, with a hooded nib, what do you expect? It writes very smoothly. I've never had trouble with this pen not starting. It dries up a little bit in the cap, but not a lot. So, now I just inked it up, of course, but if you haven't used it in a while and you just ink it up, you're going to find that this guy tends to write a little darker for a few lines, then he's back to normal. But again, haven't had him dry up, even if I let him sit for a week. All right, so let's do our quote. And again, I like to write unposted. This is unposted. It's a little on the small side. Posting it actually feels pretty good too, but it feels a little bit long for me. So it's one of those pens that's just, I don't know which way to go with it. But anyway, here's our quote. I'm taking this from Bertrand Russell.
All right, so I think I could do a whole driving video on that quote, couldn't I? But that's not what today's about. Point is, this is a very smooth writing pen. I'm very happy with it. The hooded nib means it does dry out a little bit, but not as much as it could. It looks nice. This is just an attractive, understated, modern-looking fountain pen. And the price is right. This is a low-cost pen. If I could buy this pen again, I would. I like it. So I hope that was useful and introduced you to a new pen. And thank you for watching. We'll see you later.